Okay, so welcome back to Capturing the Process. Right now, trying to figure out how to gather the starting costs for investing and creating my own product and getting that manufactured. So I had a little bit of a block on the dropshipping side of the things. So I've kind of changed it up a little bit. Took a little bit of thinking and going down the FBA Amazon seller route. And I'm wondering if somehow I can link that up to my site down the line, because I've already put a lot of work into the website itself on the Shopify end of things, but I'm learning how to kind of pick the right product and try and actually get a positive return on ad spend, because right now the best return on ad spend I've reached is 0.8. So if you know what that means you're not profitable. So getting a bit desperate, and I'm just so determined to get another line of income in a company that I own solely. I'm so determined, just trying to switch it up. So what I've done is I got myself a little Udemy course. I think it's called My Freedom Pass, and it's like 3 Brummies. Definitely unique characters, but I trust that. You know what? I've done a few courses before, and a lot of them are just like copywritten sales pitches, and then the course doesn't really offer anything too much of value. So what I'm looking for in the Udemy courses, and any courses that you should look for, is you should look for someone who you can tell has been in a situation where you have been. Like, you might find it more relatable if they have a similar background to you. That's why I've gone with these 3 Brummie lads, because I know they're from the UK. Like, if you're from the US, follow someone from the US, or if you're from Singapore, try and find someone who's done it in Singapore and follow them. Just someone who you know isn't actually just trying to take you for a ride, if that makes sense. Like, I feel I've done section 1 of this course already, and I feel like it marries up a lot with a lot of the skills I already know. So I feel like I'm not a total beginner on this, but where my weak spots are is to do with things like fulfillment of products and things like that. So I have no idea about that. I'm just relying on the manufacturers currently on, Alibaba, with Alibaba shipping, and which takes 30 days to deliver. So I'm trying to up my game on that. But that has got nothing to do with the return on ad spend. I wish that was a problem of mine right now. I wish I had problems with people demanding the product fast enough. I'm nowhere near even that stage. Like, I'm at the stage where not enough people buying the product and not even profitable. So I need to get past that. So I'm switching it up with FBA, and I'm going to keep the website in sync. Looking into things like trademarks and things like that of the products, because apparently you can get people who do a thing called hijacking, where they'll see your product, and then they'll essentially hijack it if they realise that you haven't got the trademark on it. So that's interesting to know. But it's £170 to get, plus 50p for any class, and it's just a lot to learn, and a lot of money. But I suppose there's that old saying, you can't make money without spending money. So I looked in the comment on this course, and it says you're probably going to need about 2 to 5 grand to start this. Luckily, I do have that, and I can quite comfortably afford that right now. Luckily, so I'm just going to do it rather than being a tight ass. I've been spanked a few too many times by trying to be a tight ass. And one of the things, like, if you listen to the influence of someone like Rogan, who always says, don't keep your money, don't try and keep it tight up, because if you do that, you'll end up losing it. You got to, if you've got the money, you got to spend it. And also, it says that in the Bible too. It says, those who are greedy essentially end up losing it all, and those people who aren't greedy essentially end up multiplying all their money. So I feel like I just need to get this done and go down this FBA route and we'll see where that takes me. And on a side note of things, I've kind of been trying to think of what I'm good at for a while, because I want to do some like how-tos on YouTube, and I've been thinking, like, I know I'm good at like quite a few things, but it's like, what things are there? I don't know if you've had that experience before where you're good at something and you're trying to figure out what it actually is that you're good at. And it just hit me the other day that one thing that I've got a little bit of a talent at is actually very specific, but it's using sketch design, because I was doing just my normal day job today, and I was just whizzing through these designs of like social media headers, social media posts, using like essentially graphic design, and I kind of didn't realize that I had a talent until today. And I was thinking, a couple of years ago, I wouldn't have been able to do this. Like, I've learned so much. I was just doing it rapidly. I knew exactly how to do everything. And I was just thinking I could probably do a few videos on how-tos on that. So, yeah. So I will be probably doing that in the future as well. Just because right now I'm in the mind of just trying quite a few things. But the main vein is essentially this channel on Speak James. So I'm doing the UFO and this, and Heat Shock, which is my business. I'm trying to get that profitable right now. Once it is, I'm gonna you got to celebrate the small wins. I'm not a drinker, so I will not be drinking, but I'll be just so happy as soon as I get that first like profitable ad. I'll be so happy, because that's all I want right now. Just if it's £10, I don't care. I just want some profit from some work that I'm doing on my own, just so I know that it's possible. Because if you do it for so long and then you just don't get that any success for so long, it starts to get really a little bit demoralizing, and you start to question whether you can actually do it, because you look at what this economy is. It's a skillsocracy. Skill, if that's even a word. Like, essentially, if you don't have a skill, you're not worth shit. But if you have a skill, you can make money. And it's just making me think, fuck me, I need to just get a skill where I can make money on my own. So then I'm reliant on myself to make my own money, which I know I'm too ambitious to not make a lot of money. I don't know if anyone else can relate with that, but it really, like, if you look at a few of my other videos beforehand, you'll see that one of the aspects of my personality that is bad is I tend to get greedy, and that tends to fuck me up, and I tend to lose a load by getting too greedy. Like, one thing I do is start overreaching with doing so many things at once, because I just want to get success in something, which makes me do a zillion things, want success in a zillion things, which is starting to happen with this YouTube already. Trying to do a zillion things, but I'm trying to keep it focused as well at the same time. Right now, I'm aware that trying to do a zillion things at once doesn't work, and you got to stick with one thing for a long period of time. So I've been doing Heat Shock now for about, bloody hell, it's probably about 10 months or something like that. But to be fair, I did have the birth of my child in that, so I had about 2 months off out of that 10 months. So I've been at it 8 months, and I'm literally not moving on until there's a definitive, this has failed. I'm not moving on until it's definitively failed. and I don't even know how I'm gonna measure that. I don't even know if there is a metric. I don't know what the metric will be, but I feel like I'll just keep. Look, I just don't want to give up on it, at it until I've made some money, because it's starting to piss me off, and it starts to affect your like self-esteem, self-worth, and all those things. I know it shouldn't. Like, this is where religion's really helped me out, and that is honestly my main focus. And the reason I'm doing this right now is so I can raise my child in the best way possible. But it pisses me off the fact that I've had loads of money before and squandered it because I didn't deserve it, because I essentially got it fluky. I got like, literally, my net worth was about $250,000 at one point. Essentially fluked it to that much. And then I thought, oh, this is so easy. I can do this all the time. I'm going to get all this, get all that. But then I was really greedy with the money. Didn't want to do anything else with it. Wanted to just keep it and hoard it. And, you know, I think God has punished me. I didn't deserve the money. I lost a good amount. I've still got some, because luckily I did diversify and do other things with it, but not as much as what I should have done. And it's really painful getting used to a certain level of money and then having it decrease. And all of a sudden, things that you used to be like, yeah, just get it, get that, don't have a worry with that, you know, we'll be getting this, we'll be getting that. And all of a sudden, those things have been taken away. It gives you a bit of fire in your belly to start motoring on. There is that old saying, to make a large fortune, you have to lose a small fortune. I haven't made a large fortune yet, so I can't say that applies to me, but I can tell you why that's likely the case, because once you get used to a certain level, it's really hard to go down, and it just pisses you off. Yeah. So that's where I am right now. I'm switching to FBA Amazon Marketplace, alongside the drop shipping to get the initial 15k needed to develop my actual product. I'm probably going to have to get to like 20, 25, because I also want some marketing budget as well. Because believe it or not, I kind of do know what I'm doing with the marketing. Not as well as I want to be. I'd say I'm like mid-level. I'd say I'm like a mid-level designer and a mid-level marketer. I want to be a shit hot marketer, and I want to be a better designer, but where the money is marketing. If you can market a product, you can make loads of money. Like, I come from a line of salespeople, and my ego in me as a kid also wanted to be a salesperson, but I realised I'm not a salesperson. I'm a bit too much of an introvert to be that. Like, it takes it out of me too much, and I've got a bit too much of a monotonal voice. But I understand the value and the life of a salesperson and living off commission, because it's all in your own hands. And some people find it stressful. Other people see it as an opportunity, because, yeah, sure, there might be some months where you don't make a sale, but then there might be some other months where you make way more than your average Joe. I know that from family members. And, you know, my dad, he was a bit of a yuppie back in the 80s, salesman on commission. The wages he was on back then, it would make someone on a large wage now blush. And this was back in the 80s. Like you don't even have to adjust it for inflation, just the amount of pounds he was making. and you compared it to a very, very, very high salary of someone today, it would make them blush. And that's all just from knowing how to sell and commission. So, you know, I learned as much as I can from him. And he's got like he's blessed with the ability to just create copy. And copy, he doesn't even know what copywriting is. But if you ask him to make you a sales pitch, it will just be shit hot. And his vocal tonality, he knows how to read people. It's insane. So I've spent about 6 years with him and a marketing colleague of mine as like mentors, understanding the value of being in control of your own life, of selling, of marketing, providing leads, because essentially all you need to do in this day and age online is you don't technically need a salesman. You just need a high converting web page, high converting copy, which is the skill to know in this digital age, I believe. So I believe the brand owners of today who are converting online without needing to sell are essentially like the stockbrokers of 2010, 2020. That's where I see the money being. There's obviously a lot of money still in financial services, but does it bring that freedom? Like working from your laptop, owning your own business, having a couple of staff members, depends on how you want to go down. Like, some people want to just work from the laptop all over the world. I actually would want to have like a HQ office that is clean, that has a couple of staff that are just shit hot marketers, just working and rinsing in profit whilst supporting a family. Because that's what it's all about at the end of the day. It's health, family, and time. That's me signing out for today, guys. I'll catch you later.